Hi Virgo and Virgo rising, this is your December 2016 forecast. So until the 21st of December, the Sun is going to be in your 4th house, and this really puts your focus on home, family, roots, feeling connected. It's where you want to find security, feel settled, feel comfortable. It can also make you nostalgic for the past, so reviving or revisiting, childhood experiences, and perhaps for some of you, some psychotherapeutic work to resolve childhood issues. The Sun in this house is also a very good time to connect with family members and resolve any conflicts or issues that you've had. And for some of you, this can show an interest in redecorating or remodeling the home. Your ruling planet Mercury is going retrograde on the 19th of December, and this is going to be in your 5th house. And this could have you revising a creative project. You may find that your confidence and enthusiasm flags a bit, or that you're experiencing a creative block. But the Sun is also going to be moving into your 5th house, which is going to inject a lot of creativity, passion, and inspiration. So seek out inspiration if you find that, this focus has been lost a little bit, or you're not feeling as inspired as before. So make some artist dates for yourself, go out somewhere new, novel, and interesting, or try out a new hobby or craft. For those of you who have personal businesses or a passion project, as it were, the Sun in the 5th, along with Mercury retrograde here, can really have you planning and revising, looking over all the details, and your mind is really going to be focused on it, and you're going to want to have everything perfect and planned properly. So with Mercury retrograde in the 5th, for some of you it can also show rekindling an old love interest. So perhaps someone from the past pays you a visit. Traditionally, Mercury retrograde in the 5th, it's not the best time to start a new romance, but of course life doesn't stop when Mercury goes retrograde 3 times a year. But perhaps it's not the time to fall head over heels. Venus and Mars are also going to be joining each other in your 6th house, and Venus in the 6th makes you very amenable to work colleagues and associates and employees, and it helps you resolve any conflicts in the workplace. With Mars here, you're going to be wanting to take the initiative, but perhaps feeling like you're not getting enough credit for what you're doing. But Venus here is going to ease the way a little bit. So for some of you, this could stimulate something like an office romance, and so some sparks or chemistry could be experienced there. Mars in the 6th typically works very hard to get things done. It's very organized and efficient and able to defer immediate gratification. So this month it's really about the 4th house and the 5th house for you. So it's family affairs, rootedness, a sense of security and comfort, wanting to feel established and settled and have a strong home base, connecting with family members, and it really is that time of year. With the Sun moving into the 5th at the end of the month, when Mercury goes retrograde in this house, it's going to be the focus is going to be on the 5th house of fun, recreation, amusement. And Mercury here, you're going to want to apply your mind to games, and it's, intellectually stimulating. So if you need to kind of inject a bit of fun and pleasure into existing relationships, this is good for that. So perhaps not taking things so seriously, having conversations and playing games or sports or doing activities with a partner that really make you feel connected. Okay, so let's look at what else is happening this month. So on the 1st of December, we've got Mars in the house of work, trining Jupiter in the 2nd. And this is really good for work and, activities that could perhaps generate more income for you. You're able to advance your interests and, act out of your own best interests at this time. So this is good for business kind of things because Mars is in that house of work. So, getting things off the ground, getting things launched, and perhaps generating a bit more income for yourself. Your thinking is very clear, and you're feeling very energetic. So good if you need to give something a boost to get it off the ground. So on the 3rd, Mars is sextiling Saturn, and this is a more focused and pragmatic aspect. So if you've just gotten something off the ground, this is good for the diligence, patience, and planning and executing those careful first steps. You're goal-orientated, but you're able to delay immediate gratification and, so capable of a bit of self-denial in order to achieve your dreams. So on the 9th, we've got Jupiter sextiling the Sun, and this puts you in a very lucky and optimistic frame of mind, and this is the house of home and property concerns and also personal resources and capital. So again, this could be financially beneficial for you, and it will certainly aid anything that's going to bring you more money. So you're feeling resourceful, idealistic, optimistic, so good for making plans about generating income or plans around the home. So on the 10th, we've got Mercury sextiling Neptune from your 5th to your 7th house. And this is a very stimulating, creative, poetic kind of aspect. So this is very good for conversations of a sensitive nature with a partner or with a new romance, because these things can take off, especially in the first part of the month. So stimulating the imagination, sensitive, reflective, artistic, creative. So, and because the house of partnerships are involved, then, you know, having important discussions in a light way with significant one-on-one or partners. So perhaps talking about the future, discussing your dreams and ideals together. So chance to really connect to a significant other in your life. So on the 10th of December, we've got the Sun conjuncting Saturn in the 4th house. And this is about duties, responsibilities, and obligations that you may have to family members or to people that are very close to you and in your immediate environment. So Saturn is that planet of duty and obligation, and in the 4th house, it's really turning your mind towards responsibilities that you have to family members, you know, things that you have to do because of a sense of duty. But this is also very good for planning, organizing, you know, working on those aspects around home life. So this could be around plans that you've got for the home, possible renovations or structural considerations may come up. So very good for planning and executing practical concerns, and for duties and obligations to family. Those things may come up right now. So on the 12th, we've got the Sun sextiling Uranus between your 4th and your 8th house. And this can spur, you know, an urge for new activities, for novel experiences. You know, it can also help inject excitement into day-to-day life. It can stimulate your interest in novel and new things. So perhaps, you know, you feel creatively inspired, or you've got some ideas about things that you want to do in the home or in a property direction. So this can definitely take you down a new path. So on the 14th, we've got the full moon in your 10th house, and this is of course the house of profession, social visibility. So it's a public visible house, so sometimes this can bring professional responsibilities. So it may also find you in the limelight, and you may be called upon to demonstrate your competence in a professional arena, or you may be loaded with more responsibilities than you'd like. And this could also be in the home, because the 10th is opposite the 4th. So it's that balance between personal, private, domestic terrain and your professional life. But like I said, you may be put in the limelight, and you may be called upon to showcase your professional competence at this time. So we've got Mercury going retrograde on the 19th, and this is going to be in your 5th house, and Mercury will stay here until the end of January in the sign of Capricorn, although of course it won't be retrograde for that long. So this can have, you know, your focus can be on creative projects. With Mercury retrograde, there can be the usual miscommunications, misunderstandings, and perhaps this is with a new romance or with children. But with Mercury here, it's also a very good time to initiate games and activities with children or around creative projects. So research, collecting information, you know, planning and structuring, you know, creative projects that you want to develop. So very good for developing those things until the end of January. And if you need creative inspiration, like I said, make those artist dates, you know, take yourself on visits to galleries, beautiful places, the theater, or try out a new craft or hobby if you're feeling that inspiration is a little bit flagging. So on the 24th, we've got Saturn trining Uranus between your 4th and your 8th house. And Saturn in the 4th is in a very angular placement, so there could be some structural foundational changes. This is an aspect that we're going to see again in 2017. So this is just kind of introducing it right now. But Saturn is that planet of structure and stability, and Uranus is that independent, radical, innovative planet. So in trine, it's really the best of both worlds. So this can be, for you, it could be as radical as a complete change of direction with regards to home, property, and even just personal, domestic, private, emotional life, you know, can undergo a renovation, but in a good way. Things that might have come up earlier in this year, particularly with the eclipses, that were very challenging, are now integrated. So, they've become part of your daily routine. So there's lots of discipline and focus with new things. So not as intimidating and challenging as they were before. So on the 25th of December, we've got Venus trining Jupiter and also Venus sextiling Saturn and Uranus. So this can really, with Venus in the house of work and service, this can make you feel very conscientious towards loved one and family. So, perhaps more practical concerns are highlighted. But with the aspect of Jupiter, it's really the time to relax and have a good time, perhaps enjoy an outing or a party with colleagues and co-workers, or just people that you love and care about. So a very social day, whether you celebrate Christmas or not. So on the 26th, we've got another critical aspect, which we're going to see more of again in 2017. Jupiter is opposing Uranus. And this is quite an exciting placement for you because it's in your financial houses between the 2nd and the 8th. So there could be unexpected financial opportunities coming up. And again in 2017. So in opposition, this can come through events or other people. So, financial opportunities, perhaps, your partner's resources improve and, bring you more capital like that, or vice versa. So you benefit a partner. But this is really an exciting aspect where you can, shrug off some of those duties, restrictions, and responsibilities and experience a bit more freedom and liberation, personally speaking. So it's a chance to improve and reform circumstances for you financially. So on the 28th, we've got the Sun now in the 5th house sextiling Mars, and this is very good for creative work and creative projects and partnerships, doing something energetic, physically vigorous with a partner. So this is a good day for a hike or playing sports, or just connecting with your partner in a physically robust way. That's also indicated. But for creative projects, it can really get you in the flow, have you feeling inspired and passionate and enthusiastic. So on the 29th, we've got the new moon in Capricorn in your 5th house. So this new moon has got the Sun, Moon, and Mercury lined up in the 5th. And this is that house of pleasure, fun, romance. So, but Capricorn is very practical, conscientious, organized. So for you, if this is being channeled into a new romance, then you're looking at it pragmatically, like, can it work? Is it rooted in the real? Is it lasting? With sextile to Mars, there's also an element of passion and enthusiasm and risk-taking. If it's around creative projects, you'll be planning things, or personal business projects, or even a speculative risk that you want to take, because the 5th is also about that. Then you'll be thinking about those sorts of things very practically, tangibly, and concretely, how to make it real, how to make these things happen. So the month ends with a lovely sextile between the Sun and Neptune, between your 5th and 7th houses. So again, an opportunity to connect with your partner. The Sun and Neptune together has you very sensitized to the needs of others. You're feeling more dreamy, reflective, receptive, intuitive. So really connecting with a partner, a significant one-on-one person, whether it's romantic or business, or just somebody else in general. So this has you really empathetic and, really feeling the vibes around you. So nice way to end the month. If you've enjoyed this forecast, please like and subscribe. Thanks so much for listening, and have a happy new year and a great festive season.